Hello, my name is Roberto Tejada. I'm a professor at the University of Houston, and I have been following the work of Christina Fernandez for several years now. As a matter of fact, the first time I had the opportunity to engage with Christina's work was at the Los Angeles County Museum of Art when I interviewed her in the late 2000s, around the time she began the series that I'll be talking about today. At that time, Christina was moving from one studio to another, as she describes in some of the interviews. And she was moving to an area of East Side Los Angeles called El Sereno, a historically Latinx, Hispanic neighborhood that was beginning to undergo transformations. And this photograph that I'm looking at and that we're looking at right now is from that series called Sereno, and it's called Caldwell as well. You notice that it immediately puts you as the viewer in a very uncertain position. How are we in this place? Who has access to this particular view? And there's a kind of idyllic quality to the green dell below and the suburban houses in that little valley. We see a kind of athletic field in the background with the floodlights and a hill at the top. You can see the needle of a radio antenna. And yet we can't help but get the foreboding feeling that is right at the foreground with this image of the Caldwell Banker sign hanging from this cross-like structure, of which we only see the word brokerage, half of a telephone number. The URL has been graffitied over, and it's kind of on a tilt. So already we're kind of destabilized. And even though the light is very luminous and inviting, we look down and we see what is apparently the remainder of a couch with kind of a floral fabric that has been left and abandoned, and kind of speaks of some kind of decay that's taking place. And indeed, what this image and the series is about really documents what so many of us underwent in the late 2000s, which was the foreclosure crisis in California, and then across the nation and elsewhere in the world, where so many homeowners who had been given these uncertain and very risky mortgages were having to foreclose their homes, and the kind of economic crisis that took place afterwards. And so one of the things that Christina talks about and the way she describes this work is to say that, in a sense, it's a very hard look at the kind of economic inequities of those who are dispossessed, because we'll see other images in this series of people who have been living in this area, especially a park that is in this El Sereno area, the Debs Regional Park. And then the sense of kind of abandon or homelessness. And she says exactly in this interview, there's a homelessness about the images, the sense of something lost, missing, or unattainable.